2, 1. Everybody, I'm Omega casting with Zero Lambda for the day-night show matches. Today we have our final match of the evening, Zrqkyvx or Zrqkyvx versus GhostGambit for best of 5 this evening. So let everybody know your rank, race, region, and our fun question for this evening, gentlemen, is an interesting story where your interesting story where your internet went out. And we'll start with Ghost.
All right, I'm GhostGambit. I play on the North American ladder. Was silver up until just this past week. Just got promoted to gold. So
nice.
Been laddering like mad. Interesting story where the internet went out. I don't really know. I mean, I've had a couple times at work where it's gone out, and I've been typing like a mad fiend into web address bars and doing all the shortcuts for email, only to have my computer freak out because it's not connected to the internet.
Well, I would include in this case like really bad instances of lag would also count, for example.
Oh, I've had a couple bad instances of lag, but not really too much. I'm a little bit of an internet snob, so I always buy super fast internet.
Well, there you go.
Oh, yes. We think alike. Internet snobs unite.
Nice.
Hold our virtual noses in the air.
You see how the difference is. Zero has extra users on his back, so sometimes interesting things happen anyway.
Yeah, there's that. Someone trying to stream Source on Twitch, and yeah, it's and then there's somebody trying to stream to Twitch, and then it gets to be oh boy,
bit of a bottleneck.
Yeah.
Zrq, what about you?
So I'm a Terran from Server Doesn't Matter because I'm not on the ladder at all. Yeah. Blanking out. What am I answering? Oh, right, League. I'm gonna go with unranked this time instead of bronze for whatever reason. I think I should stop being in bronze now.
You would probably move out of bronze
if
you went back on ladder.
Yes.
Yeah, at some point, but I haven't played ladder since forever. And stories where internet went out. What are you telling me? Internet never goes out. What are you talking about? It's the most stable thing in the world.
You've never had any problems?
Does it exist?
In South Korea.
What about that one time? Was there that one time?
You mean that one time this morning when my roommate decided to shut the power on it? Yes, he did that this morning.
This sounds like there's a bit of bitterness laced into this.
Well, I'm just hoping it doesn't happen right now.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'll take a win anyway I can get it.
Fair enough.
Hey, Blizzard has put in this whole, resume from replay thing.
Oh,
it works perfect, doesn't it?
Yes.
We'll pretend that doesn't exist.
Sometimes there's user error that is introduced into the replay function.
Yeah, it only works for me.
Those of you who would like to see it really working quote-unquote perfectly, play a bunch of Heroes of the Storm. You'll find out what I'm talking about eventually. Okay. When you disconnect from a game and try to reconnect, and actually that's what it does. It resumes from replay and tries to catch up to where it is in present time. And sometimes it takes so long to do this that the game ends before you reconnect.
Yeah, I was just playing the other day, had a guy disconnect and reconnect 10 times.
Yeah, it is not fun if you get stuck in one of those little loops like that.
That's the worst too. The longer you play the game, the more it takes, the longer you're in game, the longer it takes to catch back up again. So, if it's near the end, I mean, you can pretty much just call it at that point.
Pretty much. Well, okay. With the pleasantries out of the way, let's move on to map vetoes. For best of 5, it is essentially the same as always, except you will each veto one map. So message me your choice of rock, paper, scissors, and we'll get this going. So Zrq 1 paper, and Ghost 1 rock. So Zrq.
Catalina's gone.
Your turn, Zrq. Would you like to veto first or second?
Catalina's gone.
Okay. You like actually clipped out on my end for about a second when you said Catalina, so I was like, all right, don't let it shine. It's a problem. But all right, next one.
Inferno Pools. Get it going.
Oh. What are we gonna left with here?
So far, never picked.
I don't
First
know what
pick
to do.
then, Mr. Zrq.
I don't know what to do. It's a hard game.
Where would you like to start?
Vani Research Station. Let's go with the new stuff.
Okay.
Ooh.
And next.
Let's go with Expedition Lost.
Secret Springs.
Deadwing.
Anything but overgrowth.
So overgrowth last. Okay. Obviously. But okay, cool. So that's Vani Research Station, Expedition Lost to Secret Spring, Deadwing, and then Overgrowth. Good.
Secret Spring, Deadwing, Overgrowth.
I was trying to catch up.
There we go. I missed Secret Spring. I was like, wait a minute, there's only 4 maps in this pool.
I don't remember any of it anymore. So you can just make it up.
That's fine. Vani's first.
Vani's first, yeah. Yeah, I got it. I
That's all
get
you
it.
need
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
playing best of 5 on 4 maps.
It's like, look.
Surprise!
If we have a tie, we just don't finish. That's all that happens. If it goes 2-2, we don't find out who won, and we move on.
You guys, go home. Season's canceled.
Right. We get to the finals, and then we just split the winner's money, and we move on.
Exactly. So you guys both get $2. Congratulations.
No, you win $0.
Not my dollars. No, you leave my dollars alone.
Because we spend our time doing this.
Yellow.
They don't win any $0. My $0.
You're $0. Yes. Esports money. Anyway, good luck, gentlemen. We will see you again afterwards. As always, whether you win or lose, you are welcome to come back. If you win, we specifically request that you do. If you lose, it's optional. But either way, good luck and have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, commentary from Zero Lambda right now in the party chat. You got 3 seconds to get you ugly. Yellow keister off my property. 1, 3. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Yes, indeed.
That would be a thing of the past. Actually, the whole old people stereotype can't work with technology thing.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it is very accurate.
Right now, sure. What's going to be interesting is how that changes. Obviously, our generation, as it becomes elderly, is going to be adapted with some aspects of the internet.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, though, is our generation has already been in it, we have been immersed in it, and we will continue to evolve as the technology does, because we love technology, we love the stuff, it's become a very big part of our daily life.
The real question, then, is how is this going to change in some dramatic fashion that we can't keep up with?
Maybe when they start migrating people over to cyborg bodies.
Yeah, I would not be with that.
When everything
I don't
goes,
care. I just like my normal internet. Thank you. Bye.
I think the only way it would slow down for me is if an ethical issue like that happened. But then again, I would very much welcome becoming, a cyborg.
I don't know. I wouldn't trust that.
No, you don't think so?
People always do the whole thing like, "Well, it's to preserve your life or whatever." No, what technology lasts that long? Let's be honest here.
See, the thing is, though, if we get going,
somebody's gonna be maintaining your knowledge base and wherever it's planted, and they're gonna screw it up.
No, not completely robot, but cyborg. I'm thinking like Ghost in the Shell stuff. They take your brain and they can move it from body to body. I mean, nobody can really mess with you unless they get into the.
Oh man, imagine screwing up that process.
Oh boy, you come out and suddenly you're not who you were because some bits got backwards.
Lucrative business, but insurance costs would be really high. the bottom of the map here on Funny Research Station, we have our blue Terran player. This is Zrq.
Zrq. Excuse me. And at the top of the map, spawning as our yellow Terran player. Yes, that is a TVT we have tonight. It is GhostGambit.
Also, Manbon, Zrq wanted to let you know plonkers. In caps.
No idea what that means, but we'll find out in a few moments.
Plonkers, Manbon. Plumkers. Plunkers.
Plum.
Inside joke, I'm assuming.
Yes, I would assume so. So what do you expect out of this map? It's pretty short, pretty quick rush distance. Gonna see some quick marine play, maybe? Is that about it?
Maybe. One thing I noticed with Zrq is no matter what, he gets to this stage where he, like, briefly forgets that his economy's there, and then he expands 6 times because that's how many minerals he has.
And they all become planetary fortresses.
What usually works in his favor is he tends to win an engagement right before that happens. So he's not behind. And I don't know. I'm interested to see what GhostGambit's going to do. He says he's been practicing a lot, and that could end up being a really major factor in this.
This is true. Practice definitely does go a long way, especially in StarCraft. The muscle memory, just going through the motions is extremely important.
And I always see that like wonderful moment where you try to path the SCV up into a base that has a full wall off, and it just walks into a wall and is like, look, all right, I just know. I feel it deep down inside. I can't walk in there.
Back to secrecy. Zrq's base, however, is wide open. GhostGambit's going to come in here and find nothing. There's nothing. And he's going to get jumped by the gang. So yes, moving on, trying to ignore
that we're both participating in that we're not going to repeat on air.
Ignoring
anyway,
chat. Yes.
Apparently, there's something radioactive going on the right of the space. By the way, looking at the doodads.
Yes, very radioactive actually.
It's unsafe. Don't go over there.
GhostGambit though, his SCV is quite daring. He's hiding in the back. So
yeah, he's gonna be able to let him know if there's an expansion going on in the usual place that expansions might be going on, not say the gold.
No, definitely not the gold. I mean, there's nothing going on there. I mean, especially according to this SCV, there's
what? No, I don't see anything.
Gold base? No, I don't see anything.
No. Ghost, on the other hand, he's getting a newfangled normal old base.
Newfangled normal old base. Yeah.
Yep,
taking the rear expansion.
High-tech invention gets you more money eventually.
Money over time, especially if you add some workers to that base, things go a little bit faster.
Yeah. This is, however, what Zrq is doing right now. This is actually what you'll hear sometimes people refer to as a type of macro cheese. Because if this gets scouted, you can die horribly. You just have a ton of money and no ability to spend it, and then you'll die.
Macro cheese.
But
it is yellow.
This is pretty much the only thing that I think qualifies as that, though, other than like silly stuff like triple expanding before pool or something like that.
Well, look at that though. I mean, he's harvesting cheese crystals right now.
So we're just gonna think of them that way. The high mineral
crystals.
Expansions are chease crystals.
Exactly, cheese crystals.
So we should make a map called the Moon, and it's got only cheese minerals on it.
Make it happen. Oh man, I'm thinking showmatch shenanigans here. Every base is a gold base. Oh, that'd be awesome. Anyway, with the excess minerals, Zrq is pumping out marines. Several at a time, actually. Moving into factory.
So this is something I've wondered about for a while. I know the mules don't actually mine more on the minerals, which is fine. The SCVs are already mining more on them, but are the SCVs mining at the rate that the mule would be mining on blue minerals? Or is it not like that? Is the mule actually mining less because it's on gold?
I don't think it's really mining interval as much as it is take home. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I meant quantity that they bring back?
Yeah,
Like, how much does a mule normally mine? I actually don't know
I
this.
think it's worth 2 SCVs, so you're bringing
Oh.
100 home every time. But I think it
if-
doesn't work on gold, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's the case, then you are strictly mining less by having it on a gold base as it functions like an SCV.
Right. So you're wasting mules essentially because it's effectively an SCV.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it's still better than nothing. Like, it's better than not using the energy at all, but...
Right.
Okay.
You definitely want to make sure it goes where it counts because you want to get more. I mean, more bang for your buck there out of the blue minerals, but.
Yeah, naturally. So we've had enough time to go by where we've kind of just ignored what they've been doing as they've been building up, so we should probably talk about it now. Siege tanks popping out, stim, as well as some marauders, just usual bio stuff, medevacs for Ghost Gambit. So nothing particularly fancy here, just bio backed with siege tanks. Back home, we can see that Zrq is doing something very different. He's actually getting some bio and a Raven.
Ooh. Raven might be good, especially against slow-moving army. We do see siege tanks coming out for Ghost Gambit, so if you land a few seeker missiles on those if they're bunched up, it could be a big problem, especially if they're sieged.
It's really good, but I think at the same time it's a little bit dangerous just because you're kind of relying on getting those to hit, and if he splits properly, it's not going to be a lot to back that up.
Right.
Then again, Zrq's bigger problem right now is just that he is taking minerals at such a fantastic rate that he can't spend them fast. He probably should be over 100 supply by now, but he's it's not quite happening.
So you're saying he has a fabulous amount of minerals right now?
Yeah.
Fantastically fabulous.
Look, he could buy that really high-rise apartment in a giant apartment building and just buy the top floor. It's his.
And
Breaks
then
it out. Essentially, it's his own personal, like, inner-city mansion.
yeah, and then he'd go broke because the gold would be gone.
Oh yeah, then he would run out. I mean, it you know, at least he's got his own place at that point.
Sorry, buddy, can't afford to pay the rent because you soaked it all up too fast.
The problem is they don't maintain the building right, and then it gets condemned, and then he has a problem because he lives at the top of a condemned building. So, kind of doesn't want that to happen.
Ghost's getting a little antsy here. He's going to move forward, and he's going to find his ball of Marines.
Okay, this is an interesting... Yeah, if he gets hit by the seeker missiles when he's not paying attention, that could end this push by itself.
He's not looking at the minimap, though. He's going to completely miss these.
Zrq is positioned off to the right. This is actually a thing. Just anybody at home playing with Ravens, playing with Storm, attacking from the left, right, or behind the army with those units is ridiculously powerful because no one watches for that. Okay, attack coming up the front. Couple Hellions here going to toast up some units. Not going to get a lot accomplished. Burns them down. Puts up the walls. Like, look, you're going to have to lift off to come in here. Or just break it down. I mean, either way. Zrq, though, he hasn't got a lot here. He's building up siege tank. He's moving stuff around. He still hasn't moved this Raven in there. I'm actually a little surprised at this. Here he comes. He's coming from the side angle here. The SCVs are focused on the buildings. And... Point defense jump. Interesting choice. Only going to work on the Marauders. Will not affect the Marines, I don't think, because they don't actually use projectiles.
Yep, nope. And unfortunately, the Raven is now out of energy, so he can't exactly seeker missile this bio ball. Siege tanks getting torn apart here. Marines not coming home from the center of the map.
I think Ghost's just kind of dead. I don't think he can survive this once he gets on top of the production.
No, he's going to take down this tank. He's going to get in here and murder these SCVs. And yeah, production building's falling. It's just total slaughter. He's got more reinforcements moving across the map, and I think this is a nail in the coffin for Mr. Zrq.
Well, yeah, I'm not really sure. What is he trying to do right now? He's trying to build, I think, those planetarias in the back so he might be able to survive at the natural for a while. Maybe. He could do it.
He could stall it out. He just doesn't have much space back there, actually, to drop production buildings. So
the thing that's probably like hitting him right now is just how much money he has. It feels weird to like GG out in this space when you've got that kind of bank. Oh, there's a seeker missile. It damages a couple things. Maybe you need a couple of those for that to be effective against a Terran army.
Yeah. Took out a good chunk. Raven went down now. Ghost Gambit continuing the assault. And,
nope. He's just going to throw out the GG.
Yep, GG, well played.
Okay. Game's still going, though, so we got to keep talking.
Ah, there it goes. Nope. Never mind. False alarm. False alarm. So yeah, quick game one. Pretty cut and dry. Zrq had mountains of money. And couldn't spend it all, so.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, I don't think that was actually a bad strategy from Zrq, but I get the impression he wasn't used to the sudden income flow. Needed a. How both players want a water break so they can have that. But yeah, I think if he started going a little more heavily into the barracks,
Oh
give
yeah.
the ability
yeah.
to produce the Marines a little bit quicker, he probably would have had more than enough to deal
Once
with.
he started mining the gold, if he had dropped like 4 or 5 barracks with a couple reactors on him, yeah, this game would have been over for Ghost. I mean,
At the very least, I don't think that attack would have worked. He probably would have been forced to go back home, and it would have turned into a longer macro game.
Right.
Probably in Zrq's favor.
Yeah, and he didn't know about that gold base, so it would have eventually snowballed anyway.
Yeah.
So, I think that would have been very different.
But yeah, I mean, otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much the biggest story of this. Zrq was getting his economy rolling and didn't quite spend the stuff fast enough. But it happens.
Yep.
Can you say? The question is, Expedition lost. This is another map of Gold's on. You think he'll try something like that again?
I don't know. I mean, he's not a one-trick pony by any means. He knows better. He's welcome to new strategies and mixing it up, confusing the opponent. So, I think I don't know. Then again, he could surprise us. He could do that again, and I mean, with a few tweaks, he definitely would have. He would have had no problem.
So while we're waiting for our players to get back here, we're still waiting on Zrq. Ghost is now back. What are you looking forward to with Blizzard games these days?
Blizzard games, Sylvanas.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
I want Sylvanas.
Ever
since
they were
were
going to get Lost Vikings first, and that makes me annoyed.
What? No.
Well, they're much more complete. They actually had them playable at BlizzCon.
Ah, man.
I don't think Sylvanas was playable.
Damn it. They better release them at the same time or I'm going to be upset. Cause
that would be awesome. I would be super happy about that.
Ever since they announced Sylvanas, it's like, I want Sylvanas. And then they threw out Thrall. It's like, yeah, Thrall's cool. Great. Yeah. And I like Jaina a lot. But where's Sylvanas?
But speaking of that, have you ever played the Lost Vikings? The SNES game.
I played the arcade version of it in Wings of Liberty. I did not play the SNES game.
Dude, I got access to a ROM of it and tried it. It's actually really fun.
Yeah.
It just starts out with essentially a cutscene demonstrating their abilities as they hunt in the wild for their Viking families. And then they get abducted by aliens. And then you're just trying to get out of the ship. That's really all you're doing.
So they're very lost Vikings.
Yes, they're lost in space. And they're making their way through the ship, and you meet these weird googly-eyed aliens to help you out, and other googly-eyed aliens to try to kill you.
Actually, you know what? I think that was on an arcade machine, right?
Might have been.
I think it was. I recall playing something similar to that in an arcade.
And it's essentially just a puzzle game. You have a guy with a shield, a guy with a bow and a sword, and then you have another guy who can jump, and you just position them so that you get through the level, getting around traps and such. So what they demoed at BlizzCon very, very, very much demonstrates. Okay, Zrq's back, by the way. It very much is exactly what that game is like when you have them all together and you're splitting them up and getting stuff done.
See, I think what it's going to be, because there are 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
I have a pretty strong feeling one of them is going to have a Q, the other one's going to have the W, and the other one's going to have the E.
Yeah, they pretty much actually said they don't start with any active abilities at all.
Mm-hmm.
You have to talent into them. And you can get active abilities on all of them.
What?
So you can make that character absurdly hard to use if you want.
Interesting. That's going to be weird, actually. That's going to be very high skill cap. I don't know if I'll end up playing them, actually, because it doesn't... I don't know. That doesn't seem like my kind of hero. I like the bursty stuff. I like sneaking around.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on the talents for me. I would love to see what the skills they would put on them, because if you get 1 or 2 interesting ones, then you can do some pretty fancy
Yeah,
stuff.
it just sounds super nuts. I don't think I'd want to keep track of all that. I'd play StarCraft if I wanted that kind of stuff, but...
I would be willing to give it a shot. I mean, we don't really have any micro-intensive characters like that right now. Kind of like you did on Abathur. That was fun. But then Abathur's been kind of put into a strange corner lately. So
Yeah, they cut him back. They cut him back quite a bit.
he has a really sweet ability that like clones his symbiote thing onto 4 separate people. But I think at this point he's not a bad hero. He's just going to be impossible to use if you're not a coordinated team.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of the way he was the whole time. I mean, because you're missing that one body. It's terrible for early team fights. Terrible for taking early camps. So.
Yeah, there was just still some definitely silly things you could do because you could copy their ults. That's what they took out of his symbiote, and that really gutted him a little bit.
Well, I'm okay with it. There were some pretty broken things that would happen.
At this point now, you can just copy ETC and have, like, play stun hockey with the other team, essentially.
Yeah. As long as you cue the crap out of them.
Anyway, we have a game.
Hey! This is StarCraft, not Heroes of the Storm, everybody. Heroes.
In the upper right part of the map, we have our blue Terran player. It is Zrqkyvx.
And in the bottom left, his opponent, taking game 1 in commanding fashion, is yellow Terran GhostGambit.
I'm trying to think about this. So it wasn't... didn't Zrqkyvx win the previous 2 series? Or did he win one of them?
I think one. I don't think he took both, because Ghost swung back, punched pretty hard last series.
Oh,
At least that's how I remember it. Then again, this is a bi-weekly thing.
Yeah,
I gotta go back and review some.
I was gonna say Ghost definitely has gotten better.
Yeah.
Scary push.
That was very scary. Marauders and tanks. There's not much that can beat that, especially that early. So
yeah,
it's very well done. Very well done.
Let's have a early guess. Zrqkyvx. I don't think he's... No, he started this before the 12 supply mark, so he's got something special in mind. This is not just for Reapers, I don't think, unless he's got the timing off.
Yep, not even any barracks at the front standard. Gambit is, however. Definitely dropping the barracks there, but yeah, I'm not sure. What do you think he's pulling gas up for? +1 early?
It could be. I mean, there's obviously the usual gas plays that he could be going for, just... some type of Banshee thing, sometimes some type of strange Thor drop or something like that.
Maybe Banshee, that would be interesting.
I think he'd be grabbing the 2nd refinery pretty soon, if that's the case. Then again, you always have to keep in mind that he might be trying something new and just doesn't have the timings for this stuff down. So you can't read into it too much, especially with Terran, just in general. You could read into this, though.
That's very readable. It's like an open book.
This is it's a picture book. You don't even have to be able to read. Just look at the pictures. You're going to be like, oh, okay, I see what's going on.
I was going to say size 72 font, but I like the picture idea better because you don't even need words at that point.
Yeah. This is slightly odd to me, but I think she's just going for a 2 barracks cheese. 3 barracks. I'm going to have a 3rd one. I think that's a variation on this one. But the whole point when you do something like this is you get your opponent to come over here, he scouts a base, it looks normal, but there's actually a bunch more Marines back over there, and you just scooch these Marines across the map and do lots of damage.
Zrqkyvx, however, is hiding his factory.
Oh my goodness.
Could he be doing?
These guys are getting all cloak and dagger on us. Yeah, this is 3 barracks. So, okay, that's what Ghost is doing. If he goes Widow Mines, does he have enough to actually stop this?
I don't know. How much gas do you need for a Widow Mine? Is it 50?
Shows how long it's been since I played Terran. I can't remember this at all.
Yeah, me too. And Game Heart's kind of, we don't have all that information.
They used to tell us stuff like that.
Ooh, but he's got a starport. He's thinking Widow Mine drop, right?
Okay. So, it could be.
Yeah.
So that's a tech lab. No, I think this might be Thor drop.
Thor drop?
He's not going to be building Widow Mines out of that.
Ooh.
No. It's Banshees. He's just building that for the starport. I'm thinking about Monosaurus at the moment. I was like, oh, does this.
That is a weird placement. That's throwing me off there. But honestly, it won't even matter. These Marines hit fast enough. It's going to be
they should totally crush this.
extremely painful. Zrqkyvx playing very strangely. There's
if he gets enough time to get the cloaked Banshee out, he can definitely deal with it. But I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't know. I think he's going to be overpowered by all these Marines. He's only got a few up front. Banshee will help. He's got Cloak on the way, but still at least a minute or two before that's done. And,
Ghost's building into two more barracks now. And yeah, this is definitely a, I got a game in this quasi-normal macro game. Now I'm going to push the advantage, get a little bit further ahead. Then he can try either wacky stuff or just play completely normally from game 3 onward.
Yeah, we can't count Zrq out too quick though. Ghost has been using his energy up pretty well in his command center. He doesn't have enough for a scan, so if this Banshee gets outcloaked...
He really should move out now. I think he might be delaying this a little too long.
Oh, there we go. He's moving now. Banshee is out.
Oh,
no
if he
cloak.
hits the Banshee.
He's going to nail it.
Oh, no, he didn't. Yep,
there
he
it
sees
goes.
it. He sees it. He's going to pursue it. It's going to get away, though. That thing's faster than Marines, and he knows that, so he's going to let it do its thing. Oh, he should.
It's coming back.
Have Cloak. Cloak is still a few seconds out. If he runs it over the army, no, Zrq.
Banshee's gone. There's nothing at home to defend. Another Banshee on the way, but there's a Hellion at the top of the ramp. Might be okay.
This guy. He's going to fry up Marine. Oh.
Hey!
Mass repair Hellion.
Wow, that saved his butt here. He's going to roast these Marines. Oh, don't forget to repair.
Oh, crap. He moved them away. Whoops.
Wow. Still, mostly hold?
Oh, there's a Banshee coming out. He can just grab that and kill these two Marines easily.
Yep. Banshee will have Cloak too. Won't be able to combat that.
Yep. No, he just has to shoot them once. There we go.
There we go. Awesome. And this is successfully shut down. Cloak will turn this around.
He's got a few more Marines in the back of this. He can build up to a second wave and attack again. You'll notice, though, that Ghost is actually just keeping the majority of his units at home. So he can deal with this, and he's also saved up a scan. So I don't think he's going to take any damage from the Banshee.
Yeah, probably not. He's got Stim on the way now, too. Stimmed Marines are very scary. Very scary. Oh, Banshee moving out. Get into the back of the base.
Uh-oh. Siege tank. Sieging up. This is going to hurt.
Boom!
Oh. Gotta keep moving forward. Get in melee range. No, he can kill you from there. Oh, the body parts just flying around.
Those Marines didn't know what hit them.
Oh, that's not good.
Cloak at home. Need to move. Oh, not outside yet. There
he
we
has a
go.
second scan. He's not... Oh, did that. There we go. I was going to say, he did that slightly there. They could have actually just dragged him over the base and then done it, but... Works out either way.
Yep. Banshee down.
GhostGambit is held. He's getting up detection. But Zrq is aggressively expanding. I think that might end up being a big factor in this.
Definitely. Ghost got plenty... Army supply comparison is 29 to 18 right now. Of course, some of that is in tanks. If he can position his tanks back a little further behind these Marines, I mean, there's no contest now. Gotta be
Actually, a
careful,
very interesting placement on the forward one.
Gotta be very careful. The back tank's gonna damage that if they get close enough. Ooh, moving in.
Third tank, though. I would not feel comfortable moving up there now. Got 2 tank shots like that, they will obliterate one group of Marines after one group of Marines.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, he's going to get one, but that's it.
Snap. Shredded. Zrq. Perfect counter to that. Marauder took off down the crack and died. Yeah, he's going to move up here. He's not going to get much work done now, though. Tanks have pretty good range. They actually have farther range than their vision.
Zrq is building his workers. He's getting them out there. He's starting to build up a pretty sizable lead. He's grabbing that Raven, more siege tanks, building up his production, even getting upgrades now. And I think it's only a matter of time before Ghost gets a little run over by this.
Yeah, he's going to get run over. His economy's going to dry up real fast. He's pumping all the minerals into Marines. I mean, he's moving around trying to get some work done, but...
You know, I really liked what he was trying to do with the 3 barracks at the beginning of the game. I think if he moved out just a little sooner, it probably would have been fine.
Oh, yeah.
But, ooh, nope, he's watching for that.
Nice try there, but to no avail. Marine's still coming out +1, but Zrq, he's ready to roll.
Interesting. There's a Raven moving out by itself.
Normally not a good idea, but this is Zrq we're talking about.
Yeah, you know, there are some things that a Raven can do that you only see in team games or in mono battles. Like dropping turrets on the mineral line. Or, well, he can also secret missile the mineral line, but it's considerably less entertaining. It just blows up once, but the turrets just sit there and they erode the base. It's very funny to watch.
Yeah. He's going to have to be very careful, though. There's a missile turret waiting there to shut this down completely.
Oh, it's entirely possible he's just going to fly over the thing and die. I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen because that's the least exciting thing that can occur. I know some of you are like, how could you not find secret missiles exciting? I like to find them exciting. It's just that he can make a lot more turrets. Let's see what he does.
Ooh, careful.
He's in range.
Okay. Don't get too close.
He's thinking about it.
I saw him thinking about the auto turret, but there was a CV in the way.
There it is. Now, yeah. So they haven't yet finished the recalibrations on the missile turret that'll allow it to point down. So no defense for that. But he does have an army, so annoying. Trading some energy for a couple workers. Honestly, I don't think Zrq even needs to do this. If we look at the worker lead, it's he's got 52 workers to 21 and a mule. Mules are good, but they're not that good. So went ahead, give more head. Yes, Zrq's doing this in every conceivable way.
Indeed. He's he's building another. Oh no, wait, that's GhostGambit. Never mind, I'm blind. You know, significant army lead. He's got siege tanks, going to take out all this squishy bio that Ghost has, and he's also got the advantage of 2 base economy, as Ghost is just now expanding. A little too late at this point.
Honestly, I think he kind of needs to do some kind of tricky tech play at this point. Even something as absurd as Ghost with Nuke might actually be necessary at this point.
Oh my goodness.
Is maximizing his irritation potential.
Wow.
Yeah, here's the weird reality of that. That thing actually lasts long enough to kill that. It'll be there for 3 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it does something like that. Something pretty crazy. Oh, Zrq's gonna get a nasty surprise. CV got destroyed there.
Zrq is probably thinking right now, okay, that's what happened early game.
Yep, he's gonna respond with his entire army moving out. Ghost. These Marines are running for their lives right now.
Well, no, Zrq decided it wasn't worth it. More reinforcements for GhostGambit coming out here. He's got 4 siege tanks positioned kind of forward. And is he going to put any units up there to kill those barracks off? Or is he primarily concerned about a potential attack force coming at him?
They're not building, so...
Nope. Trying
Ghost is supply block now, too, so these barracks are effectively null. Gonna try and lift off, but gonna get sniped off very quickly. Zrq now has the option to expand, as he was planning to do earlier.
Okay, so these Marines are just gonna hang out by this thing. They've got a... Oh, is he going for a drop, maybe? Yes, he is. I actually love this idea. The Zrq's army is way too far out of position to be able to respond to this properly. This is one way he can get back in this game, but he's gotta run away! Losing this chunk of army at the front is probably not something he can afford to do.
Oh, very bad.
It's so pretty. All of the gore. Okay. This is probably why I should have lower graphic settings on when I play, because you can tell I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful.
Meanwhile,
all the physics. I should probably defend myself.
Meanwhile, Ghost doing some work in the main base. Zrq's army is away, rushing back frantically to defend.
Yeah, I think he might lose a production structure or two, but he should be able to stop this from doing any more damage. No, Ghost, though, this is super important. It's that he keeps his opponent back home and just starts building up.
Yeah,
he
buying
also does
time.
not want to lose this, though. He should pick up and go.
Pick up and go. No, Ghost, no. No.
Never give up. Never surrender.
GhostGambit escape with their lives, but Ghost still playing from behind here.
Say I like that. Get some damage done, pick it up, keep the move the drops around just kind of on the edge of his vision. Make him afraid to leave, because you saw him move with his entire army back home. That means he's not going to come and kill you with it.
Right.
So that was the right idea there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to quite make it work. He's got one siege tank to defend up here. If he had a few more, he could hold out for a while. But this is going to be hard.
It's going to be
he
very
could actually
difficult.
just walk up here with unsieged tanks and probably just kill him.
Zrq could pretty much steamroll this at this point. Oh man. He's moving around, trying to figure out the angle he wants to get on this. Thinking a little too hard here, actually. He's going to expand to the gold!
So Zrq showing his usual flair when he's ahead. Just get more ahead and ahead and ahead and never win the game until your opponent leaves. That is the Zrq way.
Yes.
He's now down to 150 minerals, as low as we've ever seen Zrq in the end game. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Zrq, if you watch this later. I don't mean it.
You know exactly what we're talking about.
My prediction is coming true. He gets to a certain point in the game where he's ahead, and then he's just like, I have too many minerals, spend everything.
Spend everything on CCs.
CCC, planetary.
Yeah.
I mean, right now he's checking for ninja bases. He's just basically like, am I missing anything? That's all he's asking himself right now. Do I have upgrades? Am I expanding properly? Do I have enough production? He's not asking himself, have I won the game yet? He's asking himself,
can I lose?
Is there anything my opponent is doing that he can kill me with at all? Shut it all down.
However, if he could see the production tabs right now, or the army supply difference, I think he would probably be a little more confident to push in at this point. But Ghost is...
Yeah, he doesn't know.
He's got a chance to move forward here.
The thing is, technically, Ghost's forces have been entirely in the dark to Zrq for the most part. He's just seen some squads around the map. He needs... I actually do like that he's looking around and making sure. Though he could actually just check some of these bases with scans. He doesn't need to move his entire army.
Oh yeah, he's got...
He could have done this with about half the resources that he's utilizing to check each base. But I do like this, though, because, again, he doesn't 100% know. Once he's seen all these other bases, though, the fact that his opponent's on 2 base, he should feel pretty confident. They should be okay.
Yeah, see, he's checked every corner of the map now. He knows exactly what's going on. He's got just about every base he wants right now.
I think he's trying to get every base. I'm not 100% certain that he will actually delay this that long. But the thing is, this is what Ghost needs. If he gets enough time, it is technically possible to get enough upgrades and build a Doom army that can just push out and win.
Right.
Not easy. I have lost games doing this, though, Zrq.
It's taking quite a while.
I've taken half the map as a Protoss player, built up everything, forgotten something important, and gotten obliterated. So, while I do admire the attention to detail, if you watch this later, this is a little risky, actually. This is it's kind of helping Ghost a little bit. Speed it back up to 3-digit supply.
Yeah, back up to 105. Zrq is definitely maxed at this point. So, He's continuing to check. He's building CCs everywhere.
He really is just expanding to every part of the map.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
He's checking the space again, making sure that it's free for him.
Wonder if he's going to build a supply depot wall. Start building bunkers behind it.
Just blowing minerals on anything he can.
Just hem him in. You can stay over there. I'm going to stay over here. Set up all siege tanks, missile turrets.
Yeah.
Starve him out. Send a couple Marines forward with an envoy to request his surrender.
Yeah. Manbon has keeled over and fallen asleep in the chat.
From the province of Zrq, we are here to request your unconditional surrender by this evening at midnight. Siege tank blows up the envoy.
I fought in your general direction.
No! Very well.
Are you suggesting that coconuts migrate? Oh, Zrq, come on, buddy. You can move in. You can do this. Ghost has... I mean, he's never going to have enough at this point. There's no way he can get another base to get more.
He's terrified to leave his base, and I do not blame him. He's actually probably expecting to be attacked about 5 minutes ago. So, honestly, I don't know what I would do in his situation, except that if I've seen any of the VODs with Zrq at this point, I think I kind of know what's happening. Because he does this all the time.
Oh, he does. He's dragging it out. He's got orbitals.
Here's the thing, right? Normally, this is just the end of the series. It's not. We have at least 2 more games.
Oh.
Because he didn't win the first one.
So we can effectively compare command centers to swarm hosts now. The very slow method of play, but it slowly kills your opponent over time.
So Zrq plays command centers. GhostGambit's finally gotten tired. He's moving up.
Yeah, screw this, man. Just kill me. I'm here. Just end it.
Mules. He's muling up the gold.
These aren't even manor mules.
Just because he can at this point.
These aren't even manor mules. These are just...
he's maxed out. He can't have more SCVs. He doesn't want to move him. So Ghost Gambit's repositioned to his potential third base and is like, I need this location. Gotta build this over here. If I'm able to do it, that'll be great. Hopefully Zrq won't come and murder my face.
Oh.
Okay, let's look at this from Ghost's perspective. Right now he knows his opponent has at least 5 bases. He has no idea that from Zrq's perspective, he sees literally everything.
Oh
almost.
no, he's gonna get trapped on this plateau.
Oh no, he found it. He's got siege up the tanks up there. Oh, nope, too late.
Oh my god.
Actually, the high ground vision technically makes it so that he could kill the siege tanks eventually, but nope. That's
wow, and it was over in an instant.
Just at that moment, Zrq completed high-sec auto-tracking.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Wow. So.
Not to go off on too much of a tangent, but what does that upgrade actually do? Like, I know it gives you extra range in turrets, but what does that mean? What is the one unit that you need extra range to kill? Banshees, maybe?
Voids? If I remember correctly, don't they outrange? I thought they outrange turrets.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Just barely.
Just barely. And maybe, Broodlords? Target them from a distance? There are a couple different uses, but I think it's mostly for turrets. Planetary Fortresses also benefit, but... Cool.
If they manage to do this on the next map, I will be kind of impressed in a strange way.
Strange.
A way that is neither positive nor negative.
Yes.
I would just have a raw amount of impressed.
Well, see, just think this. We're on game 2, and it's already almost been an hour.
Yeah.
Crazy.
This is game 3, actually.
This
coming
is
up.
game 3 now.
Give myself 50% handicap.
Gonna handicap as a spectator.
No. I don't think I'm good. I just need to die as fast as possible. Is Bambon still sleeping over there?
Yeah, there's a lot of Z's in chat. He hasn't responded recently. I think he probably went to take a nap. It is rather late for him, or early in this case.
It's been 3 minutes since he typed Z's at us. I don't know. I'm worried about him, man.
Bambon, are you alive?
Look, it could have been worse. That could have been Swarm Host. We all need to be worried that Zrq might one day switch to Zerg.
No. No.
We all fear that day.
Zrq killing
Come
esports.
on, man. He's not
no.
Fire Cake and Mana. So it's alright. He is not the reason that they are considering putting Legacy of the Void Swarm Hosts in this game. You go ahead and start this one off.
Alright, starting us off in the center right of Secret Spring. Zrq. He's definitely in the red this time. I don't have team colors on. Spawning his Terran. Up 2-0 currently. Oh no. 1-1. 1-1, I'm a liar. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ghost Gambit! Go!
Oh, man. Well, anyway, in the top right of the map. Wait, you just did Ghost Gambit?
But go ahead.
Oh, we're doing. Okay, I got confused because I thought you. Whatever. Anyway, in the bottom leftish part of the map, we have our yellow Terran player currently tied 1-1 with his opponent. It is Ghost Gambit.
Ghost Gambit. Yeah, you had me start, so it's your turn now. Or it was. So yeah, Secret Spring. Players we've seen like these rocks, like to knock them down. And Ghost Gambit moving directly into barracks. Zrqkyvx has nothing yet. Going for the gas again.
Ah, interesting. Wonder if he's just going to go for the Banshee opener again. I would be honest, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No, he's not.
Proxy
'Cause
Reaper.
I should like look at the mini map occasionally. Anyway, yeah, proxy barracks. So from the gas, yeah, probably is the Reaper variety. I wonder if he's opened the book of Printf and dabbled in its dark arts. Well, I shouldn't put it that way. He could be considering a Reaper cheese. Who knows? I guess that's basically been there since since technically Lynx.
Double
just
Proxy
nobody used it.
Reaper is on the way. How do you feel about this?
It's gonna be a fast game. That's how I feel about this. I don't think Ghost isn't going to be quite prepared for this. He's going to get out there and see nothing. So he's going to expect some kind of marine proxy. Also seeing the gas might weird him out a little bit. We'll see if he's experienced enough this often enough to understand what this means. Yeah, he's going to see no expansion. So now he's going to be like, oh, great. Is there a ninja expansion somewhere? But no, that's definitely not happening. What is Ghost's response so far? Is to just build minerals. He hasn't decided, not minerals, build marines. He is building up his minerals, and
Effectively,
he's not
they are
sure
minerals,
what to
yeah.
do. But he needs more stuff. He needs barracks in particular to deal with this.
Yeah, he's floating a little more. He doesn't have a response yet. He doesn't know exactly what's going on. He knows he should be building marines, but
this is not good though.
No, he's gonna expand.
Very much not good.
No, Ghost, no. You
Okay.
don't know what your opponent is doing.
Yeah, he looked at his overall mineral count and was like, "What's the fastest way to spend it?" Needs another barracks and a bunker is the thing that he needs right now, and he needs it like in the exact right position.
He needs it 2 minutes ago at this point.
Of course, it does come down to how good Ghost is at controlling these things, because at the end of the day, they do require micro.
See, he is adding a reactor too, though, so that's as good as two basic barracks.
It'll help. He's going to wander forward and find this, though, and be like, I don't need that expansion. Or
Does he cancel?
He might forget about it, though.
Does he cancel? He does not.
No, I think he's not too experienced against this. And one of the things that happens is your brain just tunnel visions when you've been hit with a new cheese build that you've never seen. So it's very, very likely now. Let's see. He's probably going to end up pulling all of his workers and attacking them. This might work if Zrqkyvx micro is amazing. Yep, he goes.
More Reapers, though. 2 more on the way behind these 3. He's got Marines. They're going to get shredded real fast, though.
He's not microing the Reapers particularly well. And this actually ends up being the most vital element of this. Is that if your Reaper control isn't quite right and you keep losing them, they never mount to a mass that's actually unstoppable. And he can technically build up enough Marines. Again, the bunker. The bunker is paramount importance to not losing that Marine instantly.
Yikes.
Oh no, he's not kiting! There you go. Gotta keep that up. Once he kills enough of the workers, it's lights out.
Yep, already bleeding workers here. Economy.
Oh no!
Marine sniped off exactly as they pop. And I think this is going to be game here. There's not too much you can do against this.
Nope. I think Zrqkyvx has this one. That's just brutal. Wow.
Oh man, 11, 12, 13 workers down, 14 now.
Well, if you're gonna do any cheese, I mean, look at printf. That's evidence that this is effective.
Yeah, quite effective.
Goes it up to diamond, I think.
Master.
Well, I know he's masters with. I think that's with cannons. I'm not sure if he's
cannons.
gotten there with Terran.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought he mastered both. Huh?
Maybe he is. I don't know. Just saying, it works though. That's definitely the case.
Good cheese.
However,
good cheese, definitely.
This is what I do want to say for Ghost, especially if he looks at this later. He had the right stuff to hold that off.
Yes, he did.
Just needs he just needs to be able to figure that out from the scouting information. He saw it coming and didn't know what to do. Yep.
Crab saw it coming. Urgh!
I'm not gonna say anything. It's this.
That's a good response there.
Let's see. Dead wing next. Need a break. I'll put Zrq up to 1.
2-1. Mm-hmm.
Not the end yet, though.
If Zrq takes this next game, it will be. But Ghost has a chance if he can come back next 2 games. He's already got 1. If he can bring it back, win 3, he's got it.
So this being a really huge 4-player map makes the thing that Zrq did a lot more risky. So if he tries to go for that again, I might. If I were him, I would probably consider saving that for Overgrowth. If he wanted to do it again, I mean.
Yes. A couple maps in the pool still work to his advantage. Easily.
But I think this should play out a little bit more normally. Maybe at most we might see some kind of tech-focused attack, like Banshee or Widowmine again.
Banshee would be
play.
Yeah, Banshee would be great, especially early. All Ghost seems to get early on his Marines, stuff like that. If you can get a Banshee in there kited enough, you can do some serious damage.
Yeah. But I think we could see something like that from either player. I don't really... when you got this kind of advantage, I think a lot of players just fall back on whatever they're most comfortable with. Unless they have a specific game plan in mind. Og, pogo.
So Deadwing, the funny map, got those sneaky walkways there. You can hide proxies. Zrq could potentially do that all over again. Just close out the series. We shall see.
In the bottom right part of the map, we have our yellow Terran player. It is GhostGambit.
And in the top right, his opponent taking last game with a Reaper Mass. It is Zrq, spawning as the blue Terran player.
Is the blue that guy?
The blue person.
Okay, so we've got a SCV going with great purpose in a specific direction. To the wall.
Fire!
They have both fired off the supply depots, placed them down, and have begun their construction. So here's the thing that's kind of interesting to me in the StarCraft universe. These structures that these SCVs build, they build them essentially on their own. I think they're basically running an automated construction process, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure all of these buildings, however, are gigantic compared to the SCV.
Oh, I'm sure.
That supply depot had a walk-in port on it.
Well, you have to think, too. I mean, look at the SCV suit and the Marine suit. The Marine suit's pretty freaking huge. If you look at some of the scale in the campaign, you can see the way Tygus and Raider look when they're suited up.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the SCV, that thing's actually a little taller than a Marine suit. This getup has to be massive.
Yep, it's pretty big as well.
So.
And that, however, is still relatively tiny compared to the rest of the buildings.
Crazy.
And all of the Terran buildings are absolutely minuscule compared to the Protoss ones, which are just oversized as all get out for whatever reason.
Yep, and if you look at stuff like the Protoss mothership or the battlecruiser, I mean, the battlecruiser should have like at least 300 crew.
We've mentioned that before. They're not just that. Like, a single battlecruiser dying should actually crash into the middle of the map and cover half of it with debris.
Yes. Yes, and explode half of everything.
A mothership core would actually fall and crush everything. Not a mothership core, a mothership. A mothership core would still probably crush at least the radius of that watchtower.
I mean, the innards of the mothership would still, yeah.
They're still big.
They're still huge. Still huge.
Now, I only say this stuff because it kind of like blows my mind when you look at all the stuff these tiny little units are capable of. The probes in particular are actually tiny. This is a weird thing. It goes in the opposite direction. The workers, they're not very big, but with a single probe, you can set up an entire Protoss base. It's nuts.
It's a little different from SCVs though, because the SCVs are going to need to piece it together piece by piece, but probes, all they got to do is open a little rift.
I actually wonder how they do that. Like if they put one of those crystals down, that actually causes the rift to appear, or if they have that inside them and they just rip open time in space.
Totally possible. Maybe it's a crystal weapon or a tool they have. I don't know. Gotta dig into the lore. Dig in. We've got expanse from both players, both not looking to get aggressive after last game. Playing a little safe on both ends here. Ghost trying to find his opponent. He's finally, after hitting the space, he's going to realize Zrq is in the other corner. And they're both going to be contend to macro for now.
So yeah, no bottom right, bottom left spawns. No close by. I think that's ground. Yeah, that would be if the ramps from the mains were pointing at each other. I'm pretty sure. The primary reason that you'll see that done in the map pool a lot is that it makes certain matchups really unfair in that particular instance. And sometimes they leave it in anyways for simple variety's sake. I think that's what they did with Inferno pools. Because it's still technically true on that map if you get close by ground. It's just really fast rush distance.
SCV got denied. Get out my house.
Get out of my house.
Get out my house.
Oh, GhostGambit looks like he's going up toward, well, probably Banshees, maybe Thors.
Yeah, he's got a tech lab coming down. Could be anything at this point.
Zrq
knows
is going
it now.
to really good scans. See some lift off with that. And he's like, no, I'm putting it back down. Don't see anything. Oh, he's going to build a siege tank. Oh,
tried to bluff it, but I think...
Or is he changing his mind, literally? Lift. Lift and drop. And lift and drop.
Man, my factory's so fat. It's got to lose weight.
Zrq is building barracks. He's going to build things out of the barracks. And he's probably going to get siege tanks. In other words, he's doing pretty normal looking stuff that he normally does.
Pretty normal.
Oh, he isn't going for that anymore. He put the barracks on it and he's getting stim.
Changed his mind twice.
He got discovered and he's like, look, I get that. I probably can't do this anymore. I'm going to do something else.
Probably a good strategy. He's got the tech lab on the factory now. Could be siege tanks at this point. Yep, Zrq was expecting... You can see it's in his build now. You can see he was expecting a Banshee. He's getting all Marines. He's expecting Ghost to be tied down with tech.
He's got missile turrets coming up. We'll probably see him save a scan. And then it doesn't show up. I don't think that quite equalizes it. I think Ghost is still a little behind, having switched plans like that. But the game will go on.
Yes, the mind games do matter.
Zrq will have a giant amount of minerals and not realize he's supply blocked. Until now.
Additional supply depots required.
Yep, there's the supply depot.
There it goes. He's also building a CC, looking to get to third base here.
Actually happening to both players at the moment. It's not the most uncommon thing in the world.
Right at the same supply amount.
This will probably push Zrq to build a bunch of production buildings. I have a feeling. Or 2 bases.
2 bases. This is
Ooh. Sensor tower. That's all fancy.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess you keep tabs on the back of his base without actually having to look.
That's one of those things that people usually fill in, like, in the late game. They're not good to put over new expansions, though, if you're trying to be sneaky, obviously.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to give that away. That's the big downside, is that, you know exactly where the sensor tower is at the point, but When you found out where your opponent is anyway, and he knows that you know where he is, it doesn't really matter anymore. It's just good to keep tabs on the sensors.
So here, Syracuse getting the third up. Ghost actually does have a window to attack right now, I think.
He does. He's got tanks.
Or he can expand himself if he wants to keep up. I think he really should do some kind of scouting right now. If you feel like he's kind of been one step behind Zrq in a lot of cases when it gets to the late game.
Even if it's just a scan, Meals are good, but if you don't want to waste the time moving across the map, why not?
10 workers behind. The armies are relatively equal, and he does have 2-2 coming. His opponent... 2-2, I'm sorry. I don't know why the portraits look like the really green versions for a moment to me, but those are just 1-1. Actually, Zrq does not have any upgrades. There he goes. He's starting +1 finally. So this, yeah, if there was an engagement right now, Ghost would actually have a slight advantage because of these upgrades. And, if he can get just a couple more seconds before he hit. Well, it's not going to matter. There's not enough here to stop this. This is actually very scary.
He knows too.
Coming out right now.
Yep, timing attack based on the upgrades. This is gonna hurt. Zrq's not done +1, or even combat shield yet.
Ghost, however, is supply blocked, so his reinforcements are going to be slightly delayed. There's a siege tank formation at the top.
Ooh.
And no scan up there to check for that. He's going to kill off 1 siege tank, 2 siege tanks. His own siege tanks are not sieged up. Reinforcements are going to be a little bit delayed. Yeah. It was, I think, a good planned attack, but the angle was far superior for Zrq. Would have been real good if he just ran 1 Marine up there to check the formation, and he could actually just skirt it around and kill the rocks.
Yeah, execution was left a little to be desired, and now Zrq is moving back in, counterattacking here. Not moving
I think
back.
I think this is a pretty good plan here, as long as he doesn't give him too much more time, or stand in the exact spot the siege tank can hit. Oh, this is really badly bruised army too. There's no medevacs here.
It's only going to take a few more tank shots. There's a bunker coming down. It's not going to be done in time.
Oh, the window is closing, and he's taking unnecessary hits. He's losing his siege tank. Ooh.
Ouch.
Wow, I think we're gonna have to wait a little while longer.
Yep. Gonna have to head home and lick his wounds or wait for reinforcements. No medevacs for Zrq here, so there's no healing.
Nope, and with that bunker up now, this second siege tank as well, I think he can't actually break into this formation anymore.
Nope. He's gonna have to siege from afar, poke in, get a little bit of vision, and...
He really wants to do it, though, and I don't blame him, because he's got that third up.
He's feeling good right now, yeah.
He might be just trying to contain him here.
Got the range just before the bunker. Gonna move in, reinforce with Marines, Marauders, another tank. He's got his third with the planetary. I mean, he's sitting pretty with the economy here. He's way ahead of Ghost as far as income is concerned.
Zrq is still behind 1 upgrade. He's getting +2 attack, still has no armor. And that's actually a big factor here. There just is you really do not have much protection against the siege tanks. GhostGambit is now completely locked in. He's gonna scan forward and he sees the army. He's like, you try coming over here. It's not happening.
He's turtling up.
Unfortunately, I think this plays into Zrq's hands a little bit.
Yep. As long as he doesn't leave, he's
got that planetary. He's got like a fully functioning economy now. He just has to spend his money.
He blocked himself in. Ghost wanted to advance forward, and he can't.
He could salvage the bunker, but actually, if he moves to that spot, he's going to funnel himself into 3 siege tank shots. Probably not worth moving out.
Don't do it. Oh, or he could take the rocks.
Like this.
Ooh.
Break down the back. Actually, just not even necessary. Just pick up a couple Marines and float over to his base.
Oh.
He'll probably go home.
Zrq stands here for too much longer, though.
Yeah, siege tanks seem to be pretty good against static defenses in general.
Oh no, he baited the army out. The army gets obliterated.
Oh. I think that was actually just not watching the front of his base. They just drifted forward with the AI.
Yikes. Siege tanks, though.
Siege tanks are good.
Mm-hmm.
And neither player is really able to change anything about the situation. It's pretty much still the same. But he could actually run this over.
Yep.
It
Eventually,
hurts, but he could do it.
yeah, definitely. Eventually, Zrq is gonna starve him out. He's got the better economy. He's gonna trickle enough reinforcements here. He's gonna batter down the front door. Ghost's in a little bit of trouble.
This is a scary place to be, that's for sure. He's chipping away at the front.
Doesn't want to lose this game. Wants to stay in the series.
But yeah, Zrq's actually just been pushing forward with the siege tanks, and it's been extremely effective so far.
Yep. Gonna play leapfrog with these things.
For some reason, he's attacking the thing of rocks right there. I think he wants to put a siege tank over there. Or drop. I'm not sure. Should be just outside of the range, down at the bottom lip of the natural. Trying to drop right there would not be good for him.
No.
Oh, is he trying to make him blow up his own workers?
Oh. Hey, he's bombing his own workers.
Very fancy tactic. I think it kind of makes you a horrible person as a commander. It's like, all right, Jimmy, I'm going to drop you down there, and it's going to help out the cause. What do you mean, sir? You're a human explosive now. Presses the button, drops him out.
Beep. No. Well, to no avail, though. He's going to try and push in.
Here comes the army. He's realized that there's not much here, and now he's just going to kill everything.
Siege up the tank. Too late.
Oh, too late.
SCV's fighting now. Not good against Stim Marines.
Oh.
Siege tank's going to try and siege up, get some work done, but...
Siege tank sieged up right behind the wall.
Zrq has broken the defense.
Stitches just pulled him forward with the hook. And now Zeratul is slicing him to pieces.
No. Void
Singularity
prison.
bombs.
Damn it. Zrq loses, or no, not loses the series. What am I talking about? He won.
Yay!
Yay, Zrq wins. My brain.
I don't. It doesn't.
I don't even. What's going on, Trumpet? Caught us just at the end of that one.
So we're going to do the end game, this last interview, and then we'll be done for the evening.
Yep.
This is a reminder to anybody who's going to bug out now for sleep reasons or otherwise. There's a match tomorrow at 2 p.m. PST. That is Probe versus Death Row. And then on Sunday, we will have probably a match at 4 p.m. PST, and then another at 6 p.m. PST. 6 p.m. is going to be Fade versus Shadver. 4 p.m. one. Not sure what it's going to be. I'm pretty sure Oxygen versus Virgilius probably won't happen because that Super Bowl thing is going on and Oxy likes football, so I have a feeling he's not going to be there. That out of the way, let's get to talking to Mr. GhostGambit and Zrq when he jumps back on. So we have a few more seconds time to fill. Let me go ahead and get Zrq added back in.
Nightbot has
Let me see if I can do it.
No, he's not even in chat anymore, actually. He just gave up and left. Nightbot abandoned me.
Oh, he timed out?
Or something, yeah. I guess there wasn't enough going on in chat for a while. He took off.
All right. Well, Ghost and Zrq, thank you very much for playing. It was fun as always to watch your matches. Zrq, congratulations on winning. And let's get started, gentlemen. First off, we have Vani Research Station. Talk a little bit about what happened in this game, and any thoughts you may have about the map. So, Zrq. Zrq?
Sorry, had myself muted.
There we go.
Hello.
Whoa, echo.
Oh,
Go.
1 sec.
Hey,
Echoes back. Goo, I hear me. Oh, I don't hear me.
He's fixing it.
Okay.
That's better.
Oh, he's back. Okay. Yes, so far so good.
Good.
But
So
anyway,
what was
yes.
it? I got totally derailed.
Vanny Research Station, Map 1. Thoughts on this game as well as the map?
There's 3 bullets on this map.
Yes.
and it induces you to be way too greedy, maybe.
I don't
Yeah, I think
know. I
this.
mean, you definitely had the ability to have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, couple that with something that I never do mech, and that didn't work very well.
Oops.
Oops.
It's always fun to start new stuff, though, so it's okay. But yeah, Ghost. What happened? What happened on this map?
Well, I mean, I had been watching replays and laddering like crazy, practicing my build. Since the last time we played, I think I played something like 60 some odd ladder matches.
Ooh.
So I've just been playing like mad, trying to get better. Um,
Congrats
but I
on
know,
gold.
but I noticed that in replays, ZRQ always went for economy early, and around the 9-minute mark or so, I would usually have a considerable army advantage because of that. And so I just when I was working on my ladder games, I just set a goal for myself to push it like 9 minutes.
Hmm.
And so I love the map. I love Vonnie Research Station. It's small, but it's wide open. So you never really know where they could be. And plus that really small map going up to the main or really small ramp going up to the main and the natural makes for some fun battles out front.
Okay. Cool. Makes sense. Given that, then, pretty easy to see how that game worked out that way. Expedition Lost turned out a little bit differently, though.
Just a tad.
Talk a little bit about your openings in this game, gentlemen, and how it went in your mind. So we'll start with Zrq again.
I got proxy, didn't I?
Yes, you did. You
I didn't
definitely got
realize.
proxied.
I thought I saw the two barracks at some point when I was pushing out, and I was like, "Is he doing the same thing Crazy Chaos did?" And there's a command center up there.
No, there's no command center.
No, you didn't start with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I just push up there. But then I was like, "Is there a whole base up there?" And end up scanning it. Well, I don't know what happened there. And then for the longest time, I thought you had like a ninja base. And I'm like, you can't be on one base doing this, right?
I was on one base like pretty much the whole time.
Yep.
Then I mined out my one base and expanded to a new one base.
Yep.
And then I don't know what happened in the end. It's like GG.
I think you wanted a heavy paranoia mode. You were like getting all your upgrades, you were expanding everywhere, and you were looking around the entire map with your entire army being like, he's gotta be somewhere. He's gotta be somewhere.
Because, the Raven went in, dropped the auto turret, and like he's building commands, and okay, that's early on. And then it seemed like a long time passed. And then I scan it, so he has a base there. I'm like, he can't be on two bases. There must be something somewhere. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know what I was looking for.
Yep. Well, then, needless to say, there wasn't a whole lot to find. How about Ghost from your perspective?
I thought the cheese went decently well. I took a little long on it. I probably shouldn't have built that barracks in my main. But I was trying to play the mind games and have some sort of a follow up in case it failed. And so I just got stuck at that wall off and couldn't really do much of anything. Even with my proxies. So I kind of left those alone and then tried to come back and build from there. But as I already said, I was on one base for that whole game. It only expanded when I mined out that one base. So I knew it was a matter of time. I was just kind of sitting having fun macroing because I knew okay, any minute now Zrq is going to come with a maxed out army and just demolish me. I'm just going to have some fun waiting around. And apparently it was a lot of fun on his end with going into paranoia mode.
I think he had like 12 command centers built around the map because he kept trying to spend his money, which was good, by the way. I think that's admirable. But it was like spreading out everywhere. And it was amazing to look at your two vision windows because on yours, there's nothing. You've got an island in the corner of the map, and you're like, I guess I hope he doesn't come here. And then on Zrq's front, everything else that you couldn't see was what you could see. So it was very jarring to look at.
Well, at the point I figured out the proxy failed, I knew I had just completely lost the game.
It is hard to come back from that. I kind of agree.
Actually, that almost won the game because
Yeah.
I think I had nothing but the one Banshee coming out. I didn't have it. I think you killed like what, the 2 Marines I had.
It was one of those things where if you had attacked slightly faster, it probably would have just shut everything down. And you even got that initial Banshee, I think. So it's
Yeah.
actually almost perfectly successful.
It came really close, and then I got held up, like I said, at the wall off. So I was never able to break through that. And that gave Zrq time to make some more units and hold off my proxy.
Actually, that was surprising because I don't even know why I have a Hellion, and he just saved the game there.
Yeah, he got master paired.
That was Hero Hellion right there.
Guanor. What's going on over there, Zero? Oh, nope, never mind. Okay, he's not responding. That's cool. With that out of the way, we just had what?
Oh.
Oops, I accidentally closed my notes. Hold on 1 second.
I was muted.
Okay then, Secret Spring. We'll come back and ask Zero about Guanor later. Or Guanor. That does actually look like some other language. It's kind of awesome looking.
Oh, goodness.
But anyway, yeah, Secret Spring. So, this time, I think you
I
both...
got proxy.
Yeah. Went a little bit differently. Talk about this one, Zrq.
What was this one? This one was the double proxy Reaper that got scouted some at the last minute or something.
Yeah.
Scouted too late.
Yeah.
It was actually scouted, so I was slightly disappointed about that.
Well, it was scouted, and he also got an SCV in your base, so a refinery there, nothing else.
Yeah, I think he knew something was up.
That tipped me off big time.
Although it is common to hide something normal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like when you see that refinery, though, you get nervous because you're like, oh dear, what is he trying to do? It's probably not fast expand. I mean, granted, you could just totally try to mind game a person that way. I don't know how effective that would be. But...
If you go back on the replay, you'll see me like instantly clicking my SCV all around my base and moving my Marine to that little outcropping to see if maybe, hopefully, I could see.
Yeah.
I think I jumped up to find 2 Marines. It can't just be those 2 Marines, right? When the 3 Reapers went up?
It was, actually. Because I did, by the time I had scouted it, you had 3 Reapers. And so, I didn't know where it was really coming from. I knew it was coming from somewhere. And so I didn't have, I was doing my 1-1-1 build. So I was, 2 Marines is all I make initially, and then I get a reactor. So I'm working on expanding, getting a reactor. You jump up by the time the reactor's almost all the way finished.
Oh, I jumped up and I just saw the reactor. I was like, should be pretty far along with if he has a reactor. And then I see 2 Marines.
My reactor comes pretty early in that it's a 15 gas fast expand.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where if instead of the expansion, if you went for a bunker and another barracks, you probably would have been fine.
Yeah, probably, but Yeah, I'd throw down my expansion before I scouted it. Had I scouted it, I would have instantly thrown down a whole bunch of whatever.
I think there's something to be said for doing the thing you're familiar with in a situation where you don't understand what's going on. Okay, maybe it doesn't work, but it's something you can factor in when you're practicing next time.
Yeah.
But having a plan and just doing the thing, getting your money spent, sometimes will save you even in those situations. So I do think that's fine. But that was a pretty interesting situation too, because Zrq almost lost control of the Reapers a couple times. Lost a couple of them.
I almost got my surrounds.
For a second, I thought it was going to tilt in the other direction.
If I got the surround with the SCV, it would have been a whole different story.
Oh yeah. That build does require a little bit more micro than you would initially expect, just because Reapers are kind of made of paper. Granted, they also fit through the tiniest spaces imaginable, but You know, it's a trade-off you make.
Cheese is hard.
Cheese
so
is
much...
hard. I literally went online one day and spent an hour looking up TBT cheese. Because I'm like, it's a best of 5. I should probably pull it out for at least one game. And there's like nothing that's sort of basic. You know, there's no 6-pool, there's no cannon rush. It's here, you got to be a pro level player to cheese.
Yeah,
Super
because
proxy. Yeah, I mean, all of them, they all require high level micro to work. That's in general true, unless you catch the person doing something that is blind countered by it.
Yeah.
It's just a reality of it.
Terrans can't cheese. It's next to impossible. Except banshees that shoot banelings.
You can always proxy barracks.
That's the only one cheese I can ever think of.
And proxy reaper.
That's
proxy marine and proxy reaper. That's pretty much
you got
it.
the proxy marauders.
There's also bunker cheese, though I think that's probably less prevalent in CVT for obvious reasons. But it's a little bit harder to build that right in its face, right in Terran's face.
Yeah.
It'll be like, I'm just gonna shoot the SUV. But yeah. Last game's on Deadwing. So trying to remember what happened here. I think it was similar to one of the other games, which is why it's kind of blurring together in my head.
It was very similar to the first game.
Macro game, both of them expanded first.
Thank you.
Hmm?
Was it expanded first?
You guys both expanded.
Yeah, I didn't see the expansion when I walked in. I just got walled out. I'm like, what? Another wall off?
Yep.
Yep.
Because I remember Ghost doing the walls in the first series, but not walling in the second series.
Mm-hmm.
Mind game, yeah. Mind games. Well, actually, the mind games came back to bite me in the butt. Because in that last game, I kind of, I was deciding whether to put the reactor on the starport or not, like I did in the first game. Because it worked out pretty well in the first game, and I guessed right that he would be expecting Banshee since I did it every single game last matchup.
Mm.
And so the mind games kind of got me back because I'm like, oh, he might put out a Raven again, and I should have just gone Banshee like I always do, and I would have had a little bit better time this time around, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, pretty much if you don't hit Zrq early, you're going to die.
Not true.
Mostly true.
I don't macro every game.
You may be unranked. I'm gonna definitely mark you down as someone I need to match with gold players, though.
But no, I mean, you guys were
kind of cruel to put you against anybody.
You guys were pretty damn even up until Zrq got a third base, and I mean, then he just outproduced you. But you guys had similar army comps for quite a while. You were able to hold him off, but the contain is what killed you.
Yeah. Yeah, my timings got messed up somewhere in there. I think my gas timing got messed up right at the beginning. I think I built my gas on 16 or 17 instead of 15, and that always blows everything to shreds whenever that happens.
Actually, last series on Overgrowth, I learned something new. Not learn. I've seen it before, but then it's like you can drop individual units in mineral lines and get the tanks to blow everything up.
Yep.
Yeah, we noticed you were doing that.
So I was like, well, let's try
It's
that.
definitely one of those things where you're like, it's a good thing this is a video game. As you individually drop human lives down to be exploded on other human lives. You're like, this would probably be kind of inhumane.
Especially since we just found out SCVs have PhDs.
Oh my goodness. We're dropping criminals on PhDs over there.
Now, I wouldn't want to be the guy to show up and report that to the family. Like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Your husband was killed in action
on
today.
Average,
he was
your
dumped
husband
from
was a mass murderer. That's the reason that he's in the military. In the StarCraft lore,
dropped him.
They actually take, literally, for anybody who's curious, they actually take really bad criminals and brainwash them.
Yep.
That's the military.
What happened to Tychus?
Yep. Kind of. Yeah, well, he let him keep his memories and just put him in a bomb suit. But yeah. So I don't know if you report that to their families, they'd probably be like, "Good." But
finally,
bitch needed to be dropped out of a medevac. God.
And again, maybe they have political prisoners too. I don't know.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yes.
We are
It's
terrible.
It's still awful either way.
We are awful people.
Criminals or not, you're dropping human explosives on SCVs. But no, yeah, that does work. Siege tanks are not the most discriminative weapons, for certain.
Very good. Very good games, though. I enjoyed that series. You guys did a really good job.
Yes, it was really fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
TBT is hard.
Yeah, no, it's not easy. The mirror matches are always a pain because you know what you like to build, and he'll probably be building the same thing. So how do you counter that?
Well, and especially when you have, TBT, you can have similar openings that just go in 5 different directions.
Right. And what happens if you both go Reapers?
Ace race.
Strange things.
Then it's a messy micro game.
Or both go Banshee.
Or if you both go Banshee, it's like both going Oracles. Whoever shows up at the other person's base before they notice and kills a bunch of things wins.
Pretty much.
Or that moment when you both move in at the exact same time and both obliterate each other's mineral lines, and then you go back and go, wow, I guess we'll be here for 20 minutes.
It's like a race to see whose cheese molds faster.
That's how I felt in the second game, because again, once the cheese failed, I just sat back going, well, I'm going to be here for a while.
Time to wait to die. Anyway, once again, thank you guys for playing tomorrow. We do have one match, 2 p.m. PST, that's Probe versus the Death Row. Be sure to stop by for that. Casting will be Threxor and Covert Muffin, most likely.
Yay.
Unless Kasura is around. So I will see you guys tomorrow as a moderator. Bye.
Hey.
Bye.
Very good games. Thank you for playing.
Stick around for 1 sec after we close the stream. I need to ask you guys a couple things.
Sure.